Fingers crossed it's a book. I haven't got the patience to sit there, mate, for... As I say, there's like 3 sections. It's not just one book. And to put it all in one book, it's just hard graft. You gotta understand. The majority of my life was in custodial settings. In care at 13. In and out of the white peace system. Got out, in and out until the age of 20. At the age of 20, stayed out for about 2.5 years. And then got 18 years. Do you understand? So the reputation that you hear about and notoriety within the crime world in Liverpool that somehow attracted to us was all formed basically in a 2-year stint. Choose a life, not a knife, as always, mate. It's what it is. Calnach, UK. And the victims that was created in the city of Liverpool by us in our little reign of terror is massive. Although we weren't attacking the general public, they were all criminals. It was the general public still felt the vibrations. Do you understand what I'm saying? The fear factor. Matty, I need your opinions on the UFO news, lad. Why? What would my opinion do? Well, let's see if I can form an opinion on it. Cat looking fresh. It's that ring light, I think. Obviously, there's something going on, isn't there? Obviously, there is objects in the skies that we've never seen before. Obviously, the Americans have been pumping billions of their taxpayers' money into a project that no one knows about. Obviously, they do rule the world and everyone's scared of them. Obviously, other powerful countries like China and Russia are now catching up to them in the technology world. So it can be like, you know, is this the next big thing to have us all shook? The way they're developing all this mad biological, already developed aliens. Whatever it is, mate, we can't do all about it. If they were going to harm us, we'd be harmed already. If they have been in connection with this world and have been in conversation, let's say, communicating with certain people in this world, they're the ones at risk because they're letting the world up. Yes, man, that's it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're not at risk, mate. We're at risk from the people that's denying them. Yes, Dean. Good on you, Rusky. Cali King. Who's your fave actor? Haven't got one, lad. Yes, Jojo. XD. Calnach, UK. Choose a life, not a knife, United Kingdom. L5 Alive, Darren G. Calnach, UK. Choose a life, not a knife, United Kingdom. L5 Alive, Darren G. Now, you sat there thought, who's putting them comments up? That's just me, engaging with the comments, letting you know why I'm here. Yes, B, yes, Jojo. How are you, Jacko? Cozy Lodders saying it's all a distraction. To distract us from what? Look, let's have it right. If they wanted to lock us down, they would. If they wanted to partition us off, they can. They've got the best armory in the world, the best technology in the world. All they've got to do is click a finger and go, right, now it's time. Partition north away from south. That's the first step. Bang. So right through Birmingham, cut Birmingham off from the rest of the north. And that's where we'll start. They can't just come into the whole country and go, let's do it. Because they'll get overrun. There's too many of us. So what they've got to do is cut it into sections and target a section at a time. And what you're seeing now with these so-called tents that's going to hold 2,000 people that are coming across on boats, they're basically military compounds. They're putting it out to us, oh, we're going to use unused military establishments or places, when in reality, they're just opening up military compounds that have been left empty for this purpose. They're just reopening them. And all these men that you see coming across, they live in tents when they're in the military anyway. It's nothing new to them. It's nothing rough. You know, they're well rehearsed to it. They'll just all function on that military compound like an army. They can't control the whole country, and if my suspicions serve me right, they can't shut the country down with the amount of soldiers and police that they've already got. Doesn't matter how many you've got in the armed forces now, it's not enough to lock the whole country down. With all these men, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of men, fit, ready. None of them on walking sticks, none of them are sick, they're all fit, ready men. They've only got to throw a NATO uniform on. And on top of the thousands of our armed forces and our police force, all of a sudden they've got 25,000 men in NATO uniforms ready to go. So just open your mind to that and keep in touch with that. And you see them slowly but surely making it a lot more easy for them. Like you're seeing it in London, first off, because London's the capital. So they need to start segmenting that. So you've got them 15-minute cities. What is the real reason for that? Some say, oh, it's just to make life better, makes life less difficult. You've got everything in the one spot. But then some others will say, well, hang on. It's easy to perimeter. If you drop 1,000 men into one of them cities armed, it's controlled, it's locked down. Them 15-minute cities. The people from the south have been screaming for months, and the people from the north didn't believe them. The people from the north, because they've had more struggle than what they've had in the south, are more ready to act and react to what the councils and the officials do. So they go with London because they're more conditioned in London. They're more deep into the workforce and all this bullshit. They don't really moan until it's too late in London. Liverpool, Manchester, Newcastle, Hull, Scotland, we get on it instantly. And soon as we realise, hang on, they are coming, we're on it. But what they're doing now in Liverpool is the first steps to segregation. That's what it is. It's the first steps to segregation. And if you look at a maximum prison, just hear me out. If you look at one of these new maximum prisons that they've just built and the old 2,200 prisoners in, that's basically what they're doing with our city, but on a larger scale. They're chopping the city up into 13 districts. If you can imagine, each district has a big prison wing. And within that district, you're going to have your shopping centre, you're going to have your doctors, you're going to have your schools, you're going to have everything you need for that district in that one district. If you step off that wing, there'll be punishments, there'll be fines focused on in Liverpool. And while you're focused on your Eurovisions, while you're focused on your Pride events, behind the scenes, they're implementing all these little things that you've got no opportunity to go against. No one knew in the city of Liverpool, or no one participated in a vote or a discussion or got into a committee to express their concerns about Liverpool Council agreeing to the government's tactics of pushing us into 13 districts. No one. The opportunity was there, but no one was aware because we were focused on bullshit. So now these 13 districts, what they're developing in the city of Liverpool, is going to destroy everything we've ever known about Liverpool. What are they going to call them? District 1? District 5? Is that what they're going to call them? How many postcodes are going to remain? How many postcodes are going to be in District 1? We're going to have the city centre. Are we going to have Everton, Kirkdale, Dingle? Are they all going to be called the same district now? They're not sharing any of this, are they? They're just leaving us in a little ball of confusion. And while we're all confused, they're going to sow the seeds. And the reason they're doing it, as I said earlier on, some may say it's a way of segregating communities for them to be able to control them communities a lot easier without them communities being united. And if they do plan on uniting, they won't be able to because they'll have a perimeter. And if you cross that perimeter, you will be punished harshly. And don't think for 1 minute they won't punish us. You know, you might just think, oh, I'm just going down to my mates in District 2. And you've crossed that line, and that line's full of all cameras and face recognition and microphones and all, and they'll get on you because you're registered. And they'll punish you with prison. They won't put you in prison for that. You have witnessed over the years people going to prison at the age of 76 for not paying the council tax. You've missed the council tax for 6 months. They've gone to prison. Nanas, granddads. You've had nanas and granddads going to prison because they haven't paid the TV licence. So don't think for 1 minute, if you're in breach of these new perimeters that they're going to put in, they're already putting them in. You know, you go back to them big masts that they've put everywhere. What do you think that's for? Do you think it's so you can get proper data on your phone? Do you think so you've got faster Wi-Fi in your house or your internet moves faster? That's why we got these big masts years ago. Do you remember we was all on it years ago and they got past that suspicion? Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm on about. It's only with them big masts. I don't want to say it because you'll probably still get violated. For all them devices that they're going to put into play to work in tandem, they need to be rigged up to a powerful frequency. So, for example, if we did become freedom fighters, if we did have to start moving back towards them because they're coming in and they're cutting us off left, right and centre, the first thing you would have to do is destroy that frequency and take out every single mast that they've just installed in the past 2.5 years in your area. The minute you knock them down, if it plans up. All them devices you see in placed everywhere and you don't see wires and they're dead secure, they're working on the back of them masts. The minute you knock them down, it damages their communication. When it does go off, you might have recognised you've got your 4G on your phone, you've got your 3G, but you haven't got your 2G. We started off with mobile technology on 2G, but don't think 2G's just gone missing. That frequency is still there. And that frequency will be what they use to communicate on when it's time to communicate with each other without us being in the middle of it. We'll be on the frequency of 4G, 5G, all the other frequencies. When they shut the fan, they will still be communicating digitally on 2G and 3G. So you can be in places and you'll see 3G come up on your phone, but you're not getting no signal at all. You'll see your 3G pop up on the phone, but you're not being able to download or send your messages on WhatsApp. It hasn't gone nowhere. It's just been there to be used by a certain agency to communicate with each other. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can go deep on this all night, and a lot of you will think, wow, he's looking a bit too deep into this, but you've got to. You've got to look into it. You've got to sit back. I know the majority of you are caught up in your own little world. That's what I was saying earlier on. Although we all live in this one big world, we're all caught up in our own little worlds. Even all the people who are in societies and in groups and in gangs and in business projects together, they've still got their own little world with their own individual thinking and thoughts. And when you're not on your own little individual thinking and thoughts, you're into the work thinking and thoughts, or you're into your group thinking and thoughts. So you're not really sitting back really and observing what they're doing it and why they're doing it. They don't intend to just run through the country and put everyone in the floor. That's not their intentions. Their intentions is to control and order everything that's happening. Everything. And they're doing it in every way possible. So you hear what's happening, people, is you get a lot of conspiracy theories, but they're all coming from different angles. So they call them conspiracy theorists, and they have been for a couple of years, about digital currency. It's here. It's already being implemented. And that's going to be one element of the control procedures that they'll have upon everyone. The benefit system. That's another control element in what they've got planned. The more people that are getting took out of work, the more businesses that go under, the more jobs that get lost, the more people that become redundant because the job places are being taken, they all go onto the benefit system. And once they're on the benefit system, they become reliable onto the government for money and wages. And they can just play with it. So, for example, me, ready for the civil unrest, sitting there waiting for it to happen for a couple of years now. The minute I engage in that civil unrest, benefits